Hey guys, welcome back to another Earthworks video. If you have just currently finished up building a brand new spanking home, you're in a new neighborhood, you got that builder special landscape, well, today's video is going to help you guys out mainly because we are out here in Wildlight in Yulee, Florida, and doing a lot of work out here and lots of new construction going on. So this is going to be a good example today to show you guys how we can bring some aesthetic in with the gravel look instead of a mulch, and it's a complete overhaul of the entire property. So some homeowners that weren't exactly wowed by the design of the builder. And it's not a knock on the builders. The builders only have so much, capability. There's one designer for the entire neighborhood, so there's gonna be a lot of similarities there. So we're bringing in something a little different. And neighborhoods like this are easy for us to do because there's just so much of the same coming in, and just bringing in some different plant life and different palettes really revitalizes the house. So let's get started on the video. All right, so let's start it off with the front door. This project's a little unique. You don't see this often in a lot of homes that we design. The homes have a lot of big front on them, garage, door, kind of all in a linear path. This one's unique and different because the door is so far down the side of the home. It's actually after the garage in this situation, which is kind of cool. And when we get to see things like this, it's different and you can design differently like that. But that doesn't mean you can just put a bunch of stuff in front of it. You have to keep it open, right? When we design, we want the doors and the windows to be like the eyes of the home. You want to landscape around them, not in front of them. So one of the big things on this design concept was bringing in that welcoming and inviting look, right? So she brought in the Mexican heather on this one, the oleander, and then even beyond that are the loropetalum. So everything kind of flails out this way so that any homeowner, friend, family member feels very invited to come up to the front door, not buried, right? So kind of a cool concept and the starting point of the entire thing. How do you make it welcoming? So that's number one. Let's go to the next one. So another cool feature is we just talked about the door, now we've come out further. You do need something to kind of anchor the house. And what's difficult about that is the way that the walkway tightly hugs the corner of this house. So you see the pot, which looks like something maybe the homeowner brought from previous, which is really nice because it's a tight space with that jade plant in there. It's gonna be a really nice addition, but you need something to anchor the corner of the home. So Leslie was able to go ahead and put this Japanese magnolia, another one you guys might not have seen too often. I believe this is gonna be a pink blooming variety. It goes deciduous in the wintertime and it flushes out with all new foliage and flowers in the springtime. This guy's gonna get a little bigger, but not huge. It's not gonna be a maple tree at like 50 feet tall. So it's gonna help anchor and bring this house kind of somewhat together. But a really cool feature you don't see often in a lot of landscapes. And of course the Blue My Minds and foxtails, native Kunti palm, little addition here, but once again, keeping it low to high as you walk in. All right, so now we're on the left side of the house. You gotta create some sort of balance. We're not creating symmetry in this sake, but we are creating balance with adding an additional bed over here, gravel on the same side, keeping it clean looking. But one of the cool additions on this side that I like to talk about is the tea olive. So this guy here is a pretty interesting, super fragrant flowering bush slash tree. So this thing isn't gonna get huge, which is by design, but it will create a lot of fragrance. So fall time is one of the times where it blooms the most. It's actually just finishing up its blooming cycle here, but wonderful, basically bush slash tree. And the homeowner can decide how they wanna treat this. They can let it get 10 foot, 12 foot tall, trim the bottom of it and kind of patio it, or just kind of keep it this dense bush, which creates a little separation. So as they're pulling in, they're not making their neighbors feel like they're looking right into their door, right? So lots of angles. You always have to think about not just your own home of how to decorate it, but how to make your neighbors feel not so uninvited. All right, so maybe not the most interesting beauty-wise thing to talk about, but actually I was most excited to talk about in today's video is this strip of gravel. So we have gravel in the front, beautiful looking. You might be thinking, why are we using all this gravel down the side? It has so many facets. This is actually where I'm most interested to see gravel. So no plants, right? So why do we do it? Why don't we just let the grass grow up against it? Well, technically, we see many homes in Florida that when you allow that grass to grow right up to the home, this siding here, right, this wood siding paneling gets beat by the weed eater or even the concrete underneath it. So what's great about that is you're creating a separation. Now the guys that mow these people's yard, or if they do it themselves, we've made it easier. So now they can actually have an edger that keeps the grass out, maintaining it there. And then on top of it, all your insect guys that treat your inside of your home love this. Having this separation with gravel from the grass creates this little barrier that doesn't have a bunch of organics in it that insects love. and maybe want to migrate towards your home. So a lot of insect guys love that stuff where you create this little barrier, and it just helps out. So it's a functionality thing really, but it really looks clean coming down the side of the house. All right, the proof's in the pudding on this one. I don't know if you guys noticed all the bees in here. This is a great pollinating tree, bush tree, depends on how you want to treat it. So this is the bottle brush tree. Wonderful barrier, right? So we are here right next to the screen in Lanai that these homeowners are gonna spend a lot of time in, and these homes are a little tight. So this is a great barrier, but also I just love the bottle brush. It's an evergreen, great pollinator. It actually attracts even another pollinator, which people don't think about, is the hummingbird. So this guy right here will attract a ton of hummingbirds over the years. So it might take some time for the hummingbirds to even find this neighborhood because it's starting from scratch, but this right here will be #1 attractor in the neighborhood for those. So yeah, really important, bottle brush, separating it. That's where we start in the backyard so they can have a little bit of that privacy, right? And then we wind around to the back. So we basically have a really cool design that Leslie did on this one, where we're wrapping around the AC unit. Once again, you see this a lot in designs that we do. We like to make those AC units disappear, also surround them so some of that sound just gets absorbed and dampened by the plants. So if we can do plants, we're doing it. And then to finish it off, she just did a really cool decorative little peninsula out here, wrapping around and creating something a little different. I do absolutely love this bottle brush. You guys might be like, ooh, why does this one look so much smaller and scrawnier compared to that? Well, it's a completely different variety, right? And so this is called a weeping bottle brush. What's gonna happen with this guy, it's gonna grow upright and it's gonna look like a weeping willow in a sense, which you see around the lakes a lot up north and so on and so forth. And you'll see them from time to time even here in Florida. But this is not as much a fan as the water, so it's far enough away, but it'll create that kind of cool lake feel in a sense, like it's near water. But you also get the flowers and pollinator from this. And it's just gonna go with that look, that semi, tropical, Florida-friendly design that was designed here. Yeah, I just think it ends it really nicely right in the back, and it gives them a showpiece, right? And if you'll notice, she designed it right on the column so that when they're looking out their windows and this really cool screen they have, it won't be blocking their views right to the lake. And as the years grow, you let it grow upright and you keep it trimmed 5 or 6 feet from the ground so you can see underneath it. So I think it end caps the entire project, and just love it. So I think Leslie did a great job on this design. All right, so that's a wrap on another Earthworks project we've done out here in Wildlight. I hope you guys liked today's video. If this helps, let us know, leave us any comments, because if you have a new home and you don't know what to do with it, we're the starting point. So whether you want us to come out and do it for you, or you just want help amending some of the stuff yourself, we have the whole retail side. So let us know how we can help. I hope this was a good starting point, and I think it's a beautiful wrap on another Leslie project. So I hope to catch you guys on the next one.